Hello, welcome along to today's solve of a Telegraph Cryptic Crossword. Today we're going to have a crack at Cryptic Crossword number 31062. If you're interested in learning about how to solve cryptic crosswords, or you're here to hone your skills of cryptic crossword solving in general, then you're definitely in the right place. We'll go through the clues today. Hopefully we'll get all the answers. I'll try and explain to you how they're derived, how the clues should be read, and hopefully we'll have a bit of fun along the way as well. So let's start, as we always do, one across. Rum company's dishonest behaviour. Okay, so rum is often used not in the drink sense, but rum to mean dishonest or rogue, that kind of thing. A rogue is 5 letters, but I'm not seeing much else. I think this is yeah, not seeing that one at all. So let's go on. Swimmer looking embarrassed with 80s hairstyle. Yeah, okay, that's a bit better. So this is red mullet. So a swimmer here refers to a marine creature, usually fish. In this case, it's a red mullet. So if you're looking embarrassed, you are red. And the famous 1980s hairstyle is the mullet. So, red mullet. Telecross. Beginning to overreact, in charge after good person resigned. Well, beginning to overreact is O. In charge appears quite often for the abbreviation IC. Yeah, I think this is stoic. So a good person is a saint. And again, good person or similar words often appear in crosswords to mean a saint. And the abbreviation of saint is ST. So beginning to overreact is O, in charge is IC. After ST gives stoic, which is somebody who is resigned, in this sense, somebody who is fairly resilient, I think. Okay, West London town, boring Samantha yesterday. Okay, this is Hayes. And the reason I got that was the words Samantha yesterday. Why would you put Samantha yesterday in a clue unless the letters, the particular letters of those two words really mattered? Boring here doesn't mean yawn-inducing and tiresome. It means boring into, going into, in the middle of. And so this is a containment indicator, hidden indicator. Hidden in the word Samantha yesterday are the letters Hayes, which is Hayes, which is a West London town. That's good. Oxford University in news for part of speech. So Oxford University is often abbreviated to OU. Yeah. News is abbreviated to N. So if this was news plural, it would be 2 N's, N and N, gives noun, which is part of speech. Now you can't just abbreviate any word you like to its initial letter. The abbreviation has to appear in a recognised dictionary like Collins or Chambers or the Oxford Dictionary to be official abbreviation words, abbreviated letters for words. And if you're not sure what these all are or where you might find them, I've produced a downloadable PDF. The link is in the description below. That's got about 9 pages worth of abbreviations that you typically see in crosswords. It might help you to solve some of these clues. University itself is often abbreviated to U. We've already had ST for saint, for a good person. So I said there's about 9 pages worth there. And also in the little PDF guide is a description of the 12 different cryptic crossword clue types and how to recognise them, how they're written, and with a few worked examples. So if that's of interest, that's any help to you, link in the description below. And with that said, let's crack on. German chap saying to leave motorway. So German chap, German man is sometimes Herr. It's the sort of Mr, if you like. But I think actually this is Otto. And Otto does come up occasionally for a German man's name. And we get that from a saying is a motto. And if you leave out the M, so M is a recognised abbreviation for motorway, it's in my list of abbreviations I've just mentioned. If you leave M from motto, you get Otto, which is a German man's name. Okay. Bone Earl oddly found in soil. So when I'm looking at this clue, and probably about 3/4 of cryptic clues are written with a straight part, so the definition part, and a cryptic part, which describes the wordplay. And I say usually that's the first place to start with a cryptic crossword clue. See if you can work out which is the straight part and which is the wordplay part. And Earl oddly found in soil sounds like wordplay. This is what sounds like the cryptic. So therefore the straight part, the definition part, is bone. And that would make some sense because there are lots of different bones. And I think what we're looking for here is the name of a bone, like radius and ulnar and all that sort of like shin bones or scapula and things. So I think that's where we're going. Earl oddly is telling us to take the odd letters, I think, of Earl, which could be E and R, or it could be AL, so kind of alternate letters. And we put that in a word meaning soil, like dirt or mud or something, and we get a word for a bone. But having said all that, I don't see the answer. So let's go on. Boxers may be going after spicy snacks. Yeah, so something is spicy. It's said to be hot. Boxers, there are 3 types of boxers. There are the underpants, there are the fighters, and there are the dogs. In this case, I think the reference is to dogs. So we have dogs going after hot, gives hot dogs, which are snacks. Good, 19 across. Goes around vacuously, giggling, student, and stares. Goes around vacuously, giggling, student, and stares. Yeah, I think this is goggles. So goes is literally the word goes, G-O-E-S, around vacuously giggling. So vacuously here is telling us to remove all the contents from the word giggling, and so we're just left with the 2 outer letters, which are G and G. Student is often abbreviated to L. It's a standard abbreviation as in a learner driver, L. So if you have goes around GGL, you get goggles, which means stairs. 20 across. Stop brief jeer in school. So school could be the name of a school like Eton or Harrow, famous school. It's also abbreviated to SC and sometimes SCH. SCH is what you might see on a map. Brief jeer. Yeah, this is staunch. So to jeer is to taunt. And so a brief jeer would be taunt without the last letter. So TAUN in SCH for school gives staunch, and staunch, one of the definitions of staunch is to stop. If you staunch the flow of something, you stop the flow. Okay, bowlers target getting leech for 1. Yeah, so this is this is Jack. So the clue here is made to make us think. I don't know if you are aware that Jack Leach is a cricketer, but bowlers usually refer to cricket terms in cryptic crosswords. Sometimes it could be to do with hats, but usually it's cricket. So this is the clue here is trying to make you think of cricket and cricketing terms, and you do because Jack Leach is a cricketer. But actually in crown green bowling, the jack is the white ball, the target that the woods are bowled towards. So it's just a bit like maybe a bit of a double definition. So a bowler's target is a jack, and Jack Leach is a Jack. His first name is Jack. 22 across. From 11 on the radio, blur. So 11 across was haze. Yeah, this is haze as well, but a different spelling. So the key part of the clue here is on the radio, which is an indicator that we're looking for a sounds like clue. So the way something is heard, a homophone. So we're looking for another word that sounds like 11 across, haze, but it actually means blur. And it is haze again, but spelt in a different way. Okay, 23. Last of all, pick one lamb, moussaka, fab, meat dish. Okay, now that's a lot of words for a 5-letter clue. Yeah, this is kebab. Because the straight part of the clue here is the meat dish, and the cryptic part, the wordplay, is telling us to take the last of all of pick one lamb, moussaka, fab. And if you do that, you get KEBAB, which is kebab, which is your meat dish. 26. Tick only half of answer and get complaints. Yeah, this is moans. So a tick isn't just a correct mark in an answer, which is what this is trying to make you think of. If you say, I'll be back in a tick, it means a very short period of time. A synonym for that would be a mo, back in a mo, see you in a mo. Half of answer is literally half of the word answer. It's the ANS part. And so the definition part of the clue is complaints, which are moans. 27 across. Religious leader affected lad with malaria right away. Yeah, so this is Dalai Lama. And what gave that away, I think, was religious leader and seeing that the clue is 5 and 4. That instantly makes you think of Dalai Lama. That was the first thing that came to my mind when I saw we were looking for an answer of that length. And we make it from affected here is, I think, an anagram indicator. And it's an anagram of lad with malaria, but the R away. So R is a recognised abbreviation of right. So if we take the R from malaria and add that to lad and anagramize all those letters together, you get Dalai Lama. 28 across. Loud, be wrongly arrested and given a second going over. Okay, well this phrase loud be wrongly is curious phrasing unless loud be is important. And if you rearrange the letters loud B, so if wrongly is an anagram indicator, you do get double, D-O-U-B-L-E. We're looking for a second something, so I think this is double, given a second going over, double. So I'm looking for a word that perhaps means arrested. Don't know. Okay, well that's a good start with the across clues. Before we crack on with the down clues, if you're enjoying the solve today, please consider giving the video a like, thumbs up, and maybe a subscribe as well. It really helps new channels like this and smaller channels to get seen. If you could give us a like, that'd be much appreciated. And yeah, if you want to see more videos from me and want to be notified when I put out more videos, which is usually a couple of times a week, then click the subscribe button. And of course, if you hit the bell as well, you'll get an actual notification when the videos come out, usually on a Saturday morning and a Tuesday morning, if you're interested. Okay, with that being said, let's crack on. One down. Facing carpeting as crash mat might be. Right. Okay. Well, carpeting in this sense, a carpeting is not just the stuff that goes on the floor, but a carpeting is also a telling off or a dressing down. And if you're facing carpeting, you are for the high jump. And a crash mat might be used for the high jump. So that's 1 down. 2 down. Say yes to clothing for Disney character in Toyland. Yeah, so if you say yes to something, you nod. The clothing for Disney is literally the outer letters of the word Disney, which is D and Y. And the character in Toyland was Noddy. Okay, 3 down. Uniform worn by surly Tory bothered me. So U is abbreviated to uniform, and we do have the U here. Bothered could be an anagram indicator, and again, surly Tory is a curious combination of letters, again, unless those particular letters are important. And certainly we have an S and we have an L. So I think this is an anagram of surly Tory, perhaps with another U. Yeah, that's yours truly. So yours truly is another way of saying me. So the straight part of the clue is me, and it's you with surly Tory, all anagramized, mixed up together to give the answer. 4 down. 4th strategy when hiding in American hills. Fourth strategy. So American can be US, could also be A or AM. So it could be any of those. Don't know. Really popular mystery, essentially Rendell. Well, there was a mystery writer called Ruth Rendell, so I think this is in truth. Yeah, so the clue should be read, really, popular, mystery essentially, Rendell. So the straight part, the definition is really, and another word for really is in truth. Something that's popular is in, and you see words popular and in and hip often use the synonyms for each other. So something that's popular is in. Mystery essentially here is telling us to take the essence, the central letter of the word mystery. So wherever you see essentially, it's usually pointing you to the middle letter, or perhaps the middle 2 letters if it's an even number of letters in the word. But here, the essential letter of mystery, the middle letter is T. So we have I-N-T and Ruth for Ruth Rendell, the mystery writer, crime writer, I think. And we get in truth, which is really. Okay. Calm on board Anthea's yacht. Yeah. And again, why have we got Anthea's yacht? Why is it Anthea's yacht? And the reason is because the letters of Anthea's yacht are important to solving the clue. So on board or inside of Anthea's yacht, we find E-A-S-Y, easy, which means calm. Okay, 7 down. Low instrument could be kind of lower. Right. I don't know. Let's go on. 8 down. Type of crossword clue designed to be hard generally. Looking at those letters, type of crossword clue would be across. Type of crossword clue across. Designed to be hard. Looks like an anagram. Yeah. Across the board is the answer. So here we have a mixture of part cryptic, so type of crossword is an across clue. Designed is an anagram indicator for the words to be hard. When you mix all that together, you get a word meaning generally, which is across the board. Good. 14 down. Keen and fit asks cook for cutlery item. So something that's fit is often able, but not with these letters. And In fact, 5 and 5 with a K looks like it's something knife, I think. So now we're into anagrams. So cooked is often used as an anagram indicator. So if you cook something up, you combine lots of things together and produce something different. So what about keen, fit, ask? Yeah, that gives steak knife, and a steak knife is a cutlery item. Good. 16 down. Staff producing bunch of flowers for spellbinding performer. Yeah, I think this is essentially a straight up cryptic. So this is, we're looking for something. So staff here again, you would perhaps think about people and workmen or men in general, but in this case it's staff, meaning a pole or a wand in this case. And a spellbinding performer would be a magician, and you know, magicians pull flowers out of hats or from out of their sleeves or whatever. So a staff that would produce a bunch of flowers for a spellbinding performer could be a magic wand. Shame footwear is pinching Charlie. Yeah, with those letters, the footwear is sandal, and with C for Charlie, which is the NATO phonetic alphabet letter for Charlie, we get scandal, which is shame. 20 down. Female, upset, ring, and varnish. So female is often her or she. In this case, it looks like it's she. Upset, ring. Yeah, if you ring someone, you give them a call. And if you upset it, so you write it in reverse, you get shellac. And shellac is a sort of varnish. 24 down. One better than pink, Scylla, perhaps. Yeah, so this is black. So in snooker, the one that's better than the pink is the black, and obviously Scylla Black, the famous performer. Last of the down clues. Jacob's twin brother occasionally gets gold. Yeah, so that's Esau. Esau was Jacob's twin brother, and we get that from occasionally gets. So occasionally here telling us to take the alternate letters of gets, in this case E and S, and the chemical symbol for gold is AU. So ES with AU gives Esau. Good. So I think we got pretty much all those down clues apart from the last couple. Let's see if we can get this finished. We're at 23 minutes, so we're making good time today. Let's see. Double checked, maybe. Loud, be wrongly arrested, given second going over. Yeah, double checked. If you're checked means to be stopped. Stopped is arrested. So I think that's double checked. Great. Let's have a look at this one. 15 across. Bone, humorous, probably. Earl, oddly found in soil. Yeah, so Earl, oddly, is ER. In this case, it's the first and third letters. And humus is a type of soil. Gives humorous, which is a bone. It's a bone in your arm, which is where your funny bone comes from. Okay, rum, we've got funny again. I think having said funny bone for humorous. One across. Rum can mean funny. Company's dishonest behaviour. Funny business. Yeah, so a company is a business. So rum can mean funny. Company is business. Dishonest behaviour is funny business. 4 down, 2 to go. 4 down. Fourth strategy when hiding in American hills. So we've got US for American. So this means hills. Uplands? Plan D. So a fourth strategy might be plan D, I guess. Plan A being the first one and plan B being second. Therefore, plan D must be the fourth strategy. I guess that's why we've got a sort of question mark here, because plan D isn't really a term that is commonly used. But plan D, hiding in US, gives uplands, which are hills. So what's 7 down then? Low instrument could be kind of lower. Something horn, short horn. Short means low, and an instrument is a horn. Yeah, I think that's right. So I think a short horn must be a breed of cattle. So lower in this sense isn't talking about low to the ground or further down. It's a lower is an animal that lows, and cattle low. So to low is like to moo. The phrase is lowing. So this is obviously a type of cattle. I guess you have longhorn cattle and shorthorn cattle. But I think that's right. So there we go. In about 25 minutes, so that's good. That's the crossword done for today. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, as I say, please consider giving the video a like, a thumbs up. And if you want to be notified of more videos, then click that subscribe button as well. That will be really helpful, much appreciated. And with all that being said, we'll call that a day and get on with the rest of our days. So enjoy the rest of your day, whatever it is you're up to. I'm going out for lunch with my wife today, so that'll be nice. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye.